Hello and welcome back to Late Night with the Wolf. I'm your host Loza Wolfe, and today we're going to be diving back into Eterspire. So, if you didn't watch the last video, all we did is we went through and we got through the first 11 levels. Mostly we just kind of went through and followed the quest line, and that pretty well got us to where we needed to be. There was a little bit at the end of the video where I had to grind out a couple mobs just to get to that last bit of experience, but we should be good to continue with that quest line. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. So this is where we left off. Let's see, we've got a quest here that we can go ahead and do. So let's go ahead and look at what it has here. Now, same thing as like last video. I am going to speed up a lot of the content and I'll just slow down whenever I find something that I want to kind of highlight in the video. But most of this one should be just following through and just watching as I power through the next couple of levels. So what's nice is a lot of these quests will actually give you the stuff to upgrade your equipment. I would probably, if you don't have to, I would save these because you can actually turn these into the, I forget what they're called. Use them to change the level after you get equipment up to +5. I'll have to look at it. But you can sell them to other people for around like 35K each, I think, for the basic ones. All right, and then it looks like we've got to talk to this guy. So it looks like we got two quest lines. We got the not main quest line going up this way, and we got the main quest line that goes this way. So something that I mentioned in that last video, don't forget that you can actually just teleport using these teleport orbs that you collect quite often, really. So don't worry about overusing these. Use them every time you get a chance because you're going to collect a bunch of them anyways. So it's going to save us a little bit of time. It's going to help us kind of get a little bit more experience than we would have if we didn't like speed through this area. Might as well just check to see where we're going. So we're just going back out here. I always have a bad habit of not checking where I'm going. I'll just start walking. And a lot of the time that I would have spent actually fighting monsters or completing quests, I'm actually just traveling to that next location. So it's a bad habit that I have. And hopefully you can kind of fix that habit whenever you start playing or if you try it out to where you'll just teleport rather than just walking everywhere. Looks like our quest is up here, so we could teleport. But I think it's time to do a costume change or a cosmetic change. So let me see what I've got that I can change into. All right, there we go. So this is one of the other sets from that same, I guess, category that I got the red one from. So now you get to kind of see what the white version looks like. So not too bad. All right, let's keep going. So I definitely should have just teleported because this is quite a walk to get from one portal to the next one. Now, something I will kind of add to this is if you do end up purchasing the horse mount or one of the mounts, it actually does speed up your movement, so you actually get around a little bit faster. And I can show you that in a little bit. Let's just get over here and fight what we need to. So these are the same things that are over there. So let's go ahead and start taking these out. Might have to actually upgrade my equipment because I'm not doing enough damage to kill them in a couple hits. Okay, well, it looks like we got another weapon, so let's see what we got. Damage goes down on this one, though. Same thing. All right. One of the things that I mentioned in the first video is that there are items that you can get eventually to help heal or kind of mitigate some of the damage, and this is one of them. So you can actually use this, and it's gonna give you another skill to allow you to heal. So you see that is number 3 down here. Let's see if I can show you. So it just says it in the equipment. So let me go to what I'm wearing. Yes. So it'll just heal me for 200 of my health, which right now I've only got 300. So it's 2/3 of what I've got originally. So it's a nice if you get in trouble, like quick heal. So it looks like we've got all the ones that we need to of that mob. So let's go to the next one. So now we're at the spicy specklings. See if we can get all 4 of them. So we're done with that part. Now we're headed to, I believe, to turn it in. So let's see. Check your map always to see how far you have to travel. See, this would be a long trip if we started just walking. So that's where your teleport orbs come in handy. And it doesn't cost any orbs to go to any of the yellow ones. So any of like the main towns. So we just saved a bunch of time, which is going to help us on our amount of experience we can gain in this amount of time that we're going to be able to play. All right, check your map, see how far you got to travel. So instead of going to town again, we can just quick travel to our next location. Looks like we're going back up here. Just use the teleport. So there's a sub quest here. I believe this is for the fishing. But let's see. Yeah, it's for fishing. So we might just skip out on this one for right now. This way I don't have to pick up the extra items. And let's just continue with the main quest. Now, something you'll notice that a lot of people will talk about is that there'll be a lot of people just working on fishing. And from my knowledge, or from what I can kind of interpret from the chat, a lot of them say don't worry about fishing until after you've hit max level, which is currently 160. Alright, so it looks like we're going in the spider cave. So I gotta get used to the key rotation of making sure I use my heal last so I'm not taking a little bit of extra damage at the end, which I guess it doesn't really matter because if you're not attacking anything for a little bit, it's going to regenerate all your health anyways. But I feel like it's just good etiquette to use my heal last. So that finishes that quest. Let's see where we need to go. Looks like we're going to go back. And we're going to go here. level locks. All right, so we got to hit level 13 to go in here. So we could do a hunt. That should get us there. Probably just from killing. But let's see where is it going to have us hunt at. Alright, so something that we can do really quick. I've got 2 of the other weapons. This one, it looks like it just heals you and your party for 10% of their maximum health. So I'm not really going to showcase that one because it's just me. But I can switch over to the battle axe so you can see the difference between the Warhammer skill and the battle axe skill. So let me go back. Let me show you what the Warhammer skill looks like again. So we've got these 3 or 4 mobs going here. Let's get them all together. Alright, so this is the Warhammer skill. And it's just in front of you. It's not all the way around. So on the wizard that I've played, there was a lot of AoE skills that you could use that would hit everything around you. So you didn't have to worry about like positioning wise. And it seems like a lot of the skills for the Guardian are you have to be facing the right direction in order for it to work. So if you face the opposite direction and you use the skill, it's not going to hit anything. So let's see what this one works. What this one looks like. We attack a little bit faster, which I'm not doing basic attacks anyways, so I'm not really concerned about that. Mainly, I'm just looking at the damage. 1 less isn't going to kill me. Alright, so let's see what this one looks like. I believe it was still in front of you. Me equipped. Okay, so slams the ground, dealing damage. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do a test. And let's just take this group. And I'm going to face this direction and see if I can get any damage done to him. Alright, so facing the opposite direction. No, okay. So you have to be facing the right direction for that to work. So, really, I think I like the hammer better. But let's see if I have to face the same direction on this one. You do it this way. So that's the wizard. So yeah, it's directional. I have to be facing in a certain direction for it to do the work. So it looks like we did 2 things with one, or did 2 birds with 1 stone, however that saying goes. Let's go back to... We did get this shield, 63, that's a lot better. So we'll put that on. What about this one? No. Alright, so now we can go back to town and turn in that hunt quest, and also be able to access that new building. So we got all our shards. Let's head back to this NPC to turn it in. Alright, so it looks like we're going to craft a rune. And if you ever have any questions on how to make certain things, there is a recipe list inside this table. So if we're looking to make purging stones, we'll need one of these and one of these. You can get these from that guy I just talked to. He has a shop you can buy them for pretty cheap. These are what you use to upgrade the max upgrade of your equipment. This is what I was talking about before. So soul fragments are what you can make by combining any 3 of these shards. And then this is what it sells for. I believe last time I talked to somebody, it was like 35k each. All right, but we're making a rune, so he wanted me to throw this in there, and then this, I believe. There we go. We made a mysterious rune. Now we should be able to go back and talk to him. And there we go. Alright, now we need to return to the Adventurers Guild. But before that, let's go ahead and let's upgrade. Or make some upgrades. So this is the current level of my gear, is this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make one of those, and then let's do as many of these as we can do. I'm only doing one at a time because I'm not sure if I did multiple, if it would go ahead and use more of these. Okay, and now we're probably going to need a couple more of these. So we need 2 of the corresponding color or material, and then 1 stone. So I've got 3. What is my weapon currently at? Weapon is only max 2, so I've got 3, so that'll make it +5, and that's all you can get to as far as just the regular shard upgrades. Alright, so let's go do that. And to do that, we're going to go talk to this guy over here with the anvil. Alright, so we're going to upgrade our weapon. So right now it's only max 2. We're going to make it max 5. Okay, and now we can actually start upgrading it with the shards. And with the shards, I believe it's 100% with just the shards. Once you get to using these soul fragments, that's when it has a percentage of working, which I'll show you on this one. So there's a 90% chance on +6. Alright, and if it fails, what happens is it goes all the way back to +5, so be very careful once you get up to the higher parts. And it only goes up to +10, so I think we're going to stop at +8. And that gives us 1 soul fragment that we can either sell or use towards our next weapon set or whatever. Alright, so now let's go ahead and continue with the quest. Let's see where we need to go. Looks like at the Adventurers Guild. Let's check our map, see where we go, or see where we need to go. It looks like we're going to the shop over here. I'm not going to teleport because I know that the town is not very big, so it's not going to take too long to actually just walk over here. Wait, okay, what do we need to do? So we're going to the Forest Shrine. This is just another separate quest. We might go ahead and pick it up just because. Alright. Now let's see where we need to go. So it looks like Main quest is up here, so we're going over here. It's grayed out because I have not been there yet, so we're gonna go to the closest map, and we're just gonna walk from there. All right, it looks to be level locked at 14, and we're really close to 14. So let's go ahead and take care of this other side quest real quick. And that should get us to 14. Oh, I didn't know we were gonna get a cutscene out of this. Is he gonna propose? Wait, is he gonna propose with a bronze shard? Okay, wait. I feel like this could be my. I think this could be my thumbnail. Let me just think about this for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna make this my thumbnail. All right, so let's figure out. I'm gonna take this whole screen. Oops. Let's try that again. Yeah. Wait, I think this is a better screen. Man, I'm so indecisive. We're gonna take this entire piece. Actually, we could just probably do this top part. Then we're gonna do the whole thing. Oh man. I don't know if she accepted the weapon or she rejected the weapon because it was not up to her standards. Because she's pretty well saying, "Hey, let me show you how to actually make a weapon." Now we can kind of jump through this. There we go. All right, so now we can jump back into the main quest. All right, so we are able to get into that map now. So we'll have to start here. And we'll head all the way over here. All right, so I feel like that's a good spot to end this video. We made it to level 15 just following the quest line. There were a couple spots where we had to find supplement quest lines to kind of fill in the extra levels that we needed to get into the next map. But for the most part, we just kind of stuck with the main quest line. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't and you want to, you can add me on this game and we can play together. Next video should be the one that we will be able to start doing dungeons for the first time. So that would be something cool to look forward to. But other than that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And I look forward to the next video.
Game every night, we on Loza will fight. Brothers in hand, keep the levels in sight. I bet you to the stream, level up the scene. On the grind, never stop, little out the dream. Press the buttons fast, come to each press. Friends from my side, putting skills to the test. A virtual reality with every new theme. Join the community, part of the team.